arthritic horses in winter, is there any way going, you mentioned inflammatory processes earlier.
So I was saying to Georgie, there's a lovely word that's been called inflammaging. Inflammaging. So that's really inflammatory processes that start taking place when we get older.
Okay.
So there are a few things that you want to really go on, and everyone's going to giggle at me, but every single podcast and webinar I've done in the last couple of months has hit home about vitamin E. Yes, as an antioxidant. Yes. So
for
that's
people
something,
as well as
people and horses. So I think, and I heard it again on one today, vitamin E, antioxidants. They're good for joints. They're good for inflammation. And it's an easy supplement to get into a horse.
It's an affordable supplement as well.
It's affordable as well. Be careful of which ones you choose. Vitamin E comes in different formats. It can be natural or synthetic, and the synthetics can be different formats. And a lot of people add selenium to the vitamin E, and that can be toxic. So just check which ones you go ahead
Rissa,
and use.
I mean, I know we can't name brands and everything, but what is a good rule of thumb for choosing a supplement? I mean, you know, like we spoke about it with Sheila with regards to doping, where she said you can label any supplements FEI approved, and you know, it's up to the owners to check the integrity of the supplements. And nutraceuticals are this booming industry. How do you know what's good and what's not?
I think the best thing is to try and speak to people who do know and who aren't actually selling it.
Yeah,
that's your biggest problem. Having said that, we are making a vitamin E supplement at the moment, which is just a pure krill with vitamin E added to it.
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
The krill is the antioxidant source as astaxanthin.
And that's meant to be brilliant for joints, actually, specifically.
Krill.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we should be having, but it stinks. It's fish.
Okay, and do the
you
horses...
won't get me liking it.
Well, we can put it in a tablet for ourselves, I suppose. Do you have to trick
the
horses into it?
Well, you start them on a little bit and increase it every day, and then they'll eat it. It's not a problem. And that we kept, that's affordable. That's like 400 or 500 rand a month.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good supplement compared to the thousands and stuff. But I would say to you, with supplements, keep it simple and stay away from most of them.
Okay.
They don't need a lot. And the problem with a lot of supplements is the carrier. So the supplement's good. But if you read on the label, it's often sugar. It's the carrier. And you're like, you're trying to stay away from sugar.
Yeah.
So just check what supplement has, what's been added to the actual supplement ingredient, because that seems to be one of the big problems.
Okay. And then, and again, this was a horse that you and I worked together on years ago. And I remember your phrase was motion is lotion. It was an arthritic pony, and you were trying to convince the owners to let it sleep out during winter, which they thought was blatant animal abuse and refused to do it at the time. But is that a consideration for these stiffer horses?
Very much.
Okay.
Very much. It's the same applies. Keep moving and you do better. If you look at all our horses that have flag legs and problems like that, they're all much better outside. All our asthma horses are better outside.
Oh, that's interesting.
They all do better outside.
Of course.
The biggest problem we have in this area is the horse sickness.
Yeah, so
in the summer we can't put them out, but actually in the winter they could sleep out. Put a rug on and leave them out. Let them move around. Yeah. And they're happy. Horses are happy because they don't mind the cold.